Hey guys, welcome back. I'm about to start this mysterious Japanese tuner car. I got this from Hobby Nut Models. It looks really cool, but you can't read a whole lot about it. I do know it's a Skyline. I don't know if it would be a Nissan or a Datsun. I don't know how that worked, because I know back in the early 80s, I can remember when everything was Datsun. Then all of a sudden, they flip-flopped it. It was called Datsun Nissan, and then they flip-flopped it and started calling it Nissan Datsun. So I don't know if in Japan it was always Nissan or it's always Datsun. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, this is an Aoshima little tuner car kit, and it's really cool. And what's cool about modern technology is that if you can't read Japanese, you can fire up Google Translate and kind of sort of get some alright, so like right here, I can't read that, but I translated it. It says Jaguar mirror. I don't know if this is 100% accurate. Custom grills. It has 3 grills, or a couple of grills. I know it has several different ones. It says grills and grill fins, and then it says Chinspo. I don't think that's right. Anyway, a little spoiler. And then on this side, it says, hey, there is a 3 there. 3-part yawing. I think that was a 3 different wings, possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe you can change the angle of it. Works fender. I think that would be. There are those fender flares that you can add to it, and then 14-inch Mark II and slightly pulling tires. And it says also has a Laurel blinker, so that was something they wanted you to see, that blinker right there. And down at the bottom of the box right here, this translated to Kinmiri 2-door special. And this translated to Angrachen 124th Moto Grachin series lineup. Yeah. And there's some, oh, that's a bicycle, wrong way. And somewhere else right here, this red says 124th Moto Grachin series, Kinmiri 2-door special, Skyline HT 2000 GTX. Pretty cool. And right here, I bet my air conditioning is about to turn on. It's going to get loud because it's getting warm in here. This, it does have 1980 there at the top, but it says this product uses mold made in the 80s. Target age is 15 years old. There's some differences between illustrations and photos. Anyway, this is not a toy kit intended for children under 15. Anyway, kind of cool. But yeah, they sure don't really gear these for English. But anyway, I already opened this thing and checked it out. It's cool. So I'll talk until the air conditioner turns on. So I've got a few parts out already. The wheels are over here. It's a curbside kit. And this reminds me so much of my mom's Datsun 210, but I know it's not. This was like a sports car here, which that 210 was also a sports car, a little green 210 she had. But yeah, Skyline right back here. Skyline. It like I say, it's a curbside, but the hood is kind of attached where you could unattach it. And obviously it doesn't have an engine. I'm not going to put an engine in it, but I probably will cut the hood loose and put something under here so it won't just have these few spots. It'll have something all the way down. That way I can have the it won't look like the hood should have been cut out and wasn't. Underside here. Yeah, I'm gonna get some parts cut off of this thing. Oh, here's the grills. That's what I was telling you about. So it looks like it's got 2 grills and 2 2 different grills and 2 different rears. Now that is Skyline all day long, because the newer Skylines, you know, they look like that, at least the ones in the 90s. And I think even the GTR, I think that's what they call it, still has that look. So yeah, pretty cool. It's not loaded with parts, but it's got 2 different steering wheels. It does not have a left-hand drive option. It's just right-hand drive, wherever that's at, somewhere. Anyway, and it's got these cool tires. It does have really nice tires. So there they are, really cool, short. And it has the wheels. They almost look like dirt late model wheels because they're open in the center, but they have these red center caps that go in there, which I'll be painting those. But anyway, and then I'm painting it ocean blue enamel. That's what color it's going to be. It's going to look cool. Try to get something that's close to the. They did a good job. There's Miss Heather calling me. I better call her back. Alright, but anyway. Alright, I'll go ahead and cut this. Answer my phone. Be right back. Alright, look at this mess. I got all the parts cut off of the tree. You have quite a few extra parts. So it's more parts than you actually need to build it. One thing I wanted to show you was, yeah, it comes like with this extra seat, so like a racing seat. So one of those, so I guess it at one point probably was a race car kit. 3 steering wheels. So it's got, where's the other one? It's got like the stock steering wheel. Well, 2 of them look like stock steering wheels. So it's got the stock appearing right there on the right. It's got this other stock appearing, then it's got the race car one. I'll put the race car one in there. Look better with a race car. The what was I going to say? Oh yeah, check this out. So it's got like, this is so cool. It's got like 3 different kinds of let's see if it'll focus on this little stuff. Hang on. Uh-oh. So it's got one almost like an 8-track player. Then it's got, I have no idea what that thing is. Those are speakers. It's got 2 speakers, but then it's got these. It's got like a, okay, I'm trying to look like a CD player possibly. Bottom, the middle, like a push button where the thing would slide across, and then the, so it's got, oop, it's got 3 different types of little radios. I just thought that was cool. And 2 sets of windshield wipers. Not 100% sure why it's got 2 sets, but then it's got the, okay, so it's got this, the grill that's like in the box, so it would be blacked out in the center. So it's chrome. But then you get this grill right here. And you've got the all the headlight lenses for them all, and there's another one that I've put somewhere right here. Got that one with the big old headlights, so that's pretty cool. So you got several different grills, bumpers. I'll re-chrome the bumpers. I just prefer to re-chrome them. They're pretty good though. They're not bad at all. And they're really nice because they have these deals here, so you just plug right in the hole, right there in the hole in the front and back. Okay, so you see the marks on the body. Stupid phone. I'm sorry. I always forget my phone to silence it. But you got all the fender flares. You can build it without the fender flares. You can build it stock, I guess, but I don't think it would look right with the wheels they send with it. And plus, if it's going to be some sort of tuner, you know, it needs to have some big stanced out wheels. So I have drawn out where the flares go, and I will got to cut the body out. So I've already done one side. You just hack it out with a Dremel, Don't go too far. And I don't know if some of you guys have ever had the Dremel out of control experience where that thing grabs and just hogs a big hole. Just have to be super careful. So I got that, gonna do all of them, hog them out a little bit, get rid of that inner part, and then I will carefully. You also have to, on the, there's something to point with. Oh, here's the exhaust. I'll point with the exhaust. The body line, you'll have to sand it down because the fender flare doesn't have it doesn't have that taken out. So like right down at the bottom here, that piece, so you have to smooth that part out on the inside of it. No problem at all. And then I'm going to get those glued on and set before I do any, you know, obviously any priming or painting or anything like that. So on the door panels, there's the door panels. They look pretty good, pretty simple, but nice. And the dashboard is really cool. So, and I don't know where you put the extra radios in. I guess there ain't no radio on here. You have to mount the radio under it or whatever. But anyway, there's all your little gauges that you have to try and paint. Anyway, and I cut the hood out. So this is what my plan is. The hood don't have any support under it, right? So there's no supports, there's no radiator support or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat piece of styrene and glue under the edge all the way down, and then the hood will just sit right on there, and you'll still have the seam, right? You'll still have the seam that you can, you know, darken. So that will look better. You could have left it in place. It was already mounted, but I went ahead and took it off. I hadn't even looked at the spoiler. So that's got to somehow, okay, I can already see. So I'll be shaving the Skyline emblems off, because you see they go right over that. So I'll be taking those off. I don't mind at all taking off emblems because them things are like so difficult to paint. Also comes with two different consoles. And don't forget, there's the phone, don't forget the battery tray. Gotta have a battery tray so you can get your batteries in there. But no, it's not battery powered. But yeah, that's it. It's looking good, looks cool. Also do like how they did the wheels or the tires. I was looking at these things, I'm like, holy cow, they've got a ridge on the inside. Let it focus, let it focus, let it focus. See that ridge on the inside? It's supposed to be there, I believe, and it's got an inside and outside. I hadn't looked it up, but when you put it on the wheel, it gives it a, you know, it gives it like it's aired up. So that's pretty cool. Instead of it just being flat, it actually gives it a bow in the center. Thought that was neat. All right, continuing on. Be right back. All right, so I got my fender flares all mounted, and I think they look pretty good. It's a little hard to tell since I've got that black marker. It kind of throws you off as far as being able to see like the gaps. But I cut them out, cut the fenders out, front and back. It's kind of a hack job, but you can't see it, you know, from here. So I think it looks pretty cool. I also put the front like splitter thing on there, and got the rear spoiler. Yeah, couldn't think of the word. Got that on there. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Now I'll do a little pre-sanding. I already done some sanding. There's a tiny little parting line that goes along the edge. Already got that sanded off. I want to sand on this spoiler. Have not sanded that. Do a little touch-up sanding on the front splitter and maybe the hood a little bit, and get it all fitting right. Get those parts under here so my hood will mount. That's the next step. Got to put that on there because the hood will just fall right through. Yeah, that won't work. So let me get those on there and we'll see how that looks. Be right back. Alright, so I got the hood sorta kinda mounted. So I took some of this styrene. It's the bag of what's got, oh there it is. It's got the 10, 20, 40. I don't know which one this is. Pretty thin. No, it's the 20. So I took the 20 and just cut me a piece, two strips with the scissors, and just glued them under that glued them under here. Looks real professional, but you won't see it, so that's okay. A real professional knows how to hide his mistakes, or his imperfections, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a real professional just don't have any mistakes. So I guess I'm not a real professional, if that's the case. But anyway, and so just put those on there. I'll cut those off, and I will also add a piece at the back. But when you put your hood on there, and once I glued those pieces under there, I pressed down the hood to make sure you get the right alignment, which you can't really tell. This thing is like stark white, bright. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do, and that way when I glue the hood on, it will be able to have the gaps, and it won't be like pieces, like a little piece holding it here and a piece holding it there. So I wanted to do that. Could have left it on there, but I didn't want to do that. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So I'll cut these off, add a piece in the back, and we'll be done with that. And then I'll finish doing a little bit of sanding and get some primer on it. Alright, so the body is ready for some primer. I don't know if you guys have experienced it or not, but that black Sharpie will bleed through everything. At least it has for me. Won't cover. So I soaked this thing in some paint stripper, paint remover. Oh, by the way, the paint remover I use is Scale Coats. It's that little green bottle. I did a video on it. Oh, shoot, last year. If you guys know where you can get that stuff, it's out of stock everywhere. I don't know if Scale Coats went out of business or what. But if you can help me come up with where to get Scale Coats paint remover, that would be much appreciated. I've tried all kind of recipes and it don't work as good. That stuff's the best ever. But anyway, yeah, Scale Coats paint remover. It's green liquid in a little half a quart bottle or something like that, whatever. Alright, so got this thing all ready for paint or for primer. All the sanding's done. All the hood's all nice and on there now. Looks good. Got all my openings for my grill and my tail light assembly opened, so that all fits in there right. And my fender flares look pretty decent. I'm pretty satisfied with it. So I will get some paint shot on this. Thing looks pretty killer. It does, really. And get some paint shot on it, and we'll see what it turned out like. Stand by. Alright, got the primer on this thing, and it looks very nice. I'm super satisfied with it. I don't even know if it's going to get a sanding before the paint. This stuff is so smooth. The Mr. Hobby or Mr. Surfacer. This is the 1500 gray. Boy, is it smooth as silk. I don't think I'm going to sand anything. I think I'm going to shoot my paint right over it, and that'll be cool. And okay, so this thing builds a little different than what I'm used to. A little different. Like the door panels. I know there are some kits like this, but I don't think I've built one yet. The door panels go in the body. They don't mount to the chassis. They mount up into the body. Now that 55 monogram Ford, I think they do that. The Ford pickup, I think they mount like that. But anyway, yeah, they mount up in the body. So once I get this thing painted, I'll go ahead and spend most of the focus right now on getting the body painted, and then figuring out how all this stuff fits up in there, and then paint those panels. Before I paint anything, I want to get it all fitted. But I know I can go ahead and paint the body because all that stuff fits on the inside. So this is going to be a cool little car. The little short, wide stance. They're going to be like stance, you know, leaning. I don't know a whole lot about that stance stuff, besides it looks like it will wear the tires out in no time. But it does look cool. And also, I've got my bumpers and grill dechroming. And I'm not decided yet if I'm going to chrome the window or black. Don't know. I just don't know. But I'll know once I get it all out of the dechromer, because it's going to have to be chromed, and then I'll decide about around the windows. I may bare metal foil it. That'll look nice. Kind of match the chrome bumper and grill. Anyway, all right, I talked enough. Alright, so I'm just going to end this right here. Got the seats glued together. It's kind of simple. This kit doesn't even have floorboards. They just basically glue right onto this. And it's got full windows, so you probably can't really see in the window that great anyway to see if they actually had floorboards, but it does that. Then it's got the center. Well, that one hit the floor. Center console fits up there, and then the dash, I ain't got a dang clue how it mounts because there ain't no door panels to hold it. Maybe it glues up in there as well. I guess I could look at the instructions. It probably would tell me, but I ain't there yet. Alright guys, hey, thanks for watching. Oh, you can really see the nice where the hood's laid out now. That turned out great with those strips. So I just put those. I don't have enough hands to touch the screen to make it focus. But anyway, oh, almost. Nope, ain't gonna oh, there it is. See the strips? The plastic strips that I welded in there to hold the hood, and I think that turned out much nicer than if you were to leave the hood with its little parts holding it on there, because now I can darken those seat panel lines and make it look like the hood opens, which it doesn't. Alright, and got the speakers on the back window, like doing, you know, 70s 80s, more or less 80s. Got the loud 6x9s back there. So much treble, so little bass, ear piercing loud, and what else could I? That's about it. Oh, I didn't think to tell you. This thing has suspension on the back. So, and I can't remember that. Can't forget that seat is on the floor, so I don't step on it and break it. So, this thing has. So it's got this little spring deal. Let me see if I can get it focus on there. See that spring? Well, it's got a little block under it, because since this is a lowrider, it puts this block under it so it raises the axle. But then the axle itself, because it's got that spring, now if that block wasn't there, it would have all kind of suspension, but it still has a little, because you see that? Oh, big deal, Matthew, it moves like a centimeter. Yeah, but if it didn't have that lowering block, it would move a lot. You could like ring, push it up and down and all that stuff. And the steering does work. So, I mean, you know what I mean. Posable steering. So, posable steering. It's actually got a drive shaft that glues in. And the suspension parts looks not that bad. The underside of it doesn't look that bad. You could do some nice detail painting. It's even got a spare tire I glued in place. But you could do some nice detail painting. And you could have a decent undercarriage as well. Anyway, I'm done. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. This on the next video will have this beautiful ocean blue enamel 201851E. It's got some beautiful sparkle in it, and this body will be ocean blue when you see it next. And yeah, then we'll move right on to completion, and this thing will be cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to go check out Hobby Nut Models, where the kit came from, where that kit came from, and where that paint came from, and those cutters, those Tamiya snips came from, and all kind of stuff I have that was supplied to me by Hobby Nut Models. Those see those pads right there too. Real quick side note, people have said, what's your most favorite tool on the bench? And I know that you got to have a hobby knife. I know that's a given. But man, those sanding pads, I have sanded a lot with those sanding pads, and there's all kind of different grits. Infinity sanding pads. Got those from Hobby Nut Models. Anyways, link in the description below, hobbynutmodels.com. Go check out Mark's inventory, model kits. Grab you one of these tuners. He's got the little pickups. He's got the all kind of little Japanese tuners. They're cool. Kind of a slump buster. Anyway guys, alright, done talking. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the Facebook participation. Thanks to my Patreon members. Thanks to you guys who watched this. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you hadn't already, and we will see you on the next one. Hey guys, take care.